So $135 billion. Right now, the weight loss market just hit an all-time high, and the giants who spent half a century building that empire are burning to the ground. Sit with that paradox for a second. 1. The Tupperware brand goes under the hammer for a laughable $23 million after writing off close to $1 billion in debt. 2. WeightWatchers collapses right after Oprah Winfrey admits she's on the shots and walks off the board. 3. In a single year, a record million sellers flee the U.S. direct selling business, and the whole shakes and powders category loses $1.5 billion. The great army of network marketing turned out to be defenseless against one injection and one algorithm. Today we break down how the door-to-door era finally died, why Herbalife survived, and where this scheme actually moved to.
Ben, I got promoted! Director now!
Wow. What does it pay, Nick?
Nothing. It's a title.
Whatever you say, Mr. Director.
Let's scrub the shine off their big trade secret. How exactly did they make their money? Every normal business has one fat, terrifying line on its income statement: marketing, advertising, sales salaries, shelf space. And the company pays every dollar of it before a single dollar of revenue comes back. Guess wrong on the campaign, that's it, you're done. The genius of network marketing is that it took that entire line and handed it to ordinary people. Their time, their gas, their friends being talked at over dinner, their own garage filling up with boxes. Because the company pays a percentage, and only when something actually sells. Customer acquisition cost for the corporation drops to almost nothing. But there's a second piece of DNA in this thing. To collect your percentage, every single month you have to personally buy product from the company, a set dollar amount. Not sell it to people, buy it yourself. Catch that? The seller becomes the customer at the same time, which means company revenue and actual sales to living human beings are two different numbers. Revenue booked, quarter closed, everything's great. True, but only for the company. Now, to keep this perpetual motion machine running, you need a fuel the company doesn't have: trust. You won't believe a stranger on TV, but the woman you went to school with? Sure you will. That's why there's one state on the map of America with more MLM companies than anywhere else on the planet: Utah. Not financial New York. The most religious state in the country. Tight communities. Neighbors who've known each other since childhood. Network marketing always grew thickest where trust could be picked up for free. And it worked. Even though Amway, the biggest MLM on earth, publishes the average participant's real income right there on its own website. $750 a year. $60 a month before you subtract the gas and the boxes you bought yourself. So what finally finished them off? They've been through everything. Sued, fined, investigation after investigation. There are so many documentaries about them you could fill a whole shelf on any streaming service. Former top leaders came out with exposés and beautifully torched their own people. And how many companies actually shut down? More of them restructured than closed. In '75, the Federal Trade Commission went after that one company from Michigan with a simple charge: you're a pyramid, you make your money on recruiting. They fought for 4 years, and in '79 the commission lost. Not ruled a pyramid, and on the way out, a set of rules was laid down that define when network marketing is legal. That decision became one of the key precedents for how America separates a lawful MLM from a pyramid scheme. Fine, the regulator couldn't do it. What happens if a man with $1 billion takes a swing? In 2012, hedge fund manager Bill Ackman shows up with a 300-slide presentation and declares, Herbalife is a pyramid, and the fair value of this company is zero. He put about $1 billion behind it. Another billionaire, Carl Icahn, took the other side and started buying the stock. They screamed at each other live on CNBC. Icahn called him a crybaby in the schoolyard, and all of America watched it like a TV series. Here's the spicy part. Icahn wasn't buying Herbalife because he sincerely believed in magic shakes. He did it out of pure personal hatred, to publicly ruin an old enemy. Neither billionaire cared about the tubs sitting in people's garages. They staged a $1 billion gladiator fight on live television, burning money over a private vendetta. How did it end? In 2016, the commission fined Herbalife, made it fix the paperwork, and once again did not call it a pyramid. The stock jumped, Ackman wrote off his billion and walked away, Icahn took his winnings. Two Wall Street titans went to war, one of them lost a fortune, and the model itself didn't even wobble. Now, someone's going to say, hold on, what about Tupperware? What about Avon? Both went down in 24, a month apart. Sure, but look at what took them down. Tupperware, $818 million in debt, and plastic containers you can order online in an hour. A brand the entire planet knows went to a group of lenders for $23.5 million. Avon, $1 billion in debt and more than 200 talc lawsuits. That's not death by expose. That's debt, courtrooms, and a customer who found it more convenient without you. Take this one with you. An expose doesn't kill a business model, it kills a reputation, at most. The model lives exactly as long as it has a market. So who actually buried it? Competitors. Two of them. One took the product, the other took the sellers. What's the most effective product to sell? The biggest MLMs in the world aren't built on kitchenware and lipstick. They're built on weight loss. Shakes, powders, programs, before and after photos on a projector in a hotel ballroom. And you have to admit, it's the perfect product. You know why? Because its result is far harder to pin on the product itself. Lost weight? The product works. Didn't lose weight? That's on you. You didn't drink enough water. You broke protocol. You didn't trust the system. There's no result you can check on a Wednesday here, and there was never supposed to be. Network Weight Loss ran on that one brilliant psychological trick. If there's no progress, it isn't Herbalife's fault. It's yours. You didn't try hard enough. And then the first fatal blow flies into this perfect little ecosystem. A tool appears that could not care less about your effort, your motivation, or your willpower. Enter the injection. For the first time in 70 years, a weight loss product has an iron result, one you can see in the mirror by Wednesday morning. Biology instantly multiplied all that psychological magic by 0. The magic shot with a proven result, Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro. According to Gallup, in the summer of 2026, 11% of American adults were taking these drugs to lose weight. 2 years earlier, it was 3%. Per KFF, the heaviest users are people aged 50 to 64. Almost a third of them have already tried it, and women noticeably more often than men. In 2 years, the meal replacement category loses $1.5 billion out of a $5 billion market. And notice, people didn't give up on losing weight. They just switched what they were buying. The most obvious corpse isn't even an MLM, but the story is identical. WeightWatchers. 62 years, millions of members. In 24, Oprah admits she's taking a weight loss drug and leaves the board of directors. A year later, the company files for bankruptcy and writes off $1.15 billion in debt. And at the same time, back to our very first number, the weight loss market that same year is at an all-time high. People kept losing weight. The money just goes to the pharmacy now instead of to someone they know. And the MLMs reacted smartly, by the way. Herbalife launched an official line. I'm not joking. A nutrition companion for people who are on the medication. So, yesterday you were selling the solution to the problem. Today you're selling a side dish to somebody else's solution. Fascinating, isn't it? The second blow to the network business turned out to be even worse than Ozempic. Somebody simply walked off with their army of sellers. Think about what every MLM promised from the stage for half a century. Income with no boss, work from home, your own schedule, a business with no money down. And for a long time, there was no alternative. If a stay-at-home mom wanted to earn on the side, her options were go work at the factory or sell tubs to people she knew. Now open any gig economy app or marketplace. The promises are word for word the same. Work when you want, be your own boss. And here's the result. According to the U.S. Direct Selling Association itself, the number of sellers collapsed by 12% in a single year. Almost 1 million people, gone. Why? Because people finally had somewhere else to go. And that somewhere split into two fronts. The first group went into delivery and rideshare. Sure, a DoorDash courier makes a modest $12 to $15 an hour before gas, but he has one enormous advantage over the MLM seller. He never has to talk Aunt Linda into buying powder, and he never has to sheepishly explain to his friends why he's suddenly an entrepreneur. You turn the pedals or the wheel, and you get honest money with no humiliation, and the ones who could genuinely sell went to TikTok shop. It's the most precise copy of network marketing there is, just evolved. Look, TikTok Shop's US sales blew past $15 billion. Same model. The product isn't yours, you carry no risk, you take a cut of what sells. But the difference is enormous. You don't have to call your old classmates. You don't have to push product in somebody's DMs. You film a 15-second clip on your phone. And what pushes you up isn't a clingy sponsor, it's an indifferent algorithm running the feed. And the big one, TikTok doesn't make you buy tickets to motivational seminars with your own money, doesn't ask you to take 30 boxes into your garage, and doesn't push you to cut off your family. The information bubble that network marketing rode for 70 years finally popped. The apps took the dream of your own schedule. The social commerce algorithms took the dream of easy sales. And here's where I have to ruin a beautiful, tidy funeral story. Because if you open the financial statements, something strange comes out. Network marketing has no intention of dying. Meet Primerica. It's a publicly traded American company running the exact same base model. Independent representatives, referrals, recruiting, multi-level commissions. Except instead of shakes and creams, they sell something far harder to replace with a single click. Life insurance, investment products, financial services. And here's what's really interesting. The company isn't just surviving, it earns hundreds of millions of dollars, and the client assets it manages are at an all-time high. So where's that promised death of network marketing? Let's look inside that army of sellers. In one quarter, tens of thousands of new representatives come through the network, and roughly the same number disappear from it. At first glance, that looks like a catastrophe. It isn't. That's exactly how this machine is supposed to run. Primerica doesn't need the same person selling you insurance for 20 years. What it needs is a system that keeps finding new people, who will keep finding new customers and new sellers. And this is where the real answer to today's whole question shows up. Why did the sheikhs lose to Ozempic? Because people got a more effective way to solve the same problem. Why did plastic containers lose to marketplaces? Because it became easier to just order them yourself. Why did the seller lose to TikTok? Because an algorithm can walk a buyer to a product faster than someone you went to school with. But what do you do about life insurance? You can't see it in the mirror tomorrow morning. You can't open a marketplace and compare the result in 10 minutes. And you can't feel it working. Which is exactly why a human being is still required here. Somebody has to come to you, sit down across the table, walk you through the risks, talk you into thinking about retirement, your family, the future, and get a signature at the end. That's why network marketing didn't die. It just moved to where the algorithm in the marketplace can't fully replace a person yet. As long as there's a problem that's easier to solve through a human than through technology, this model will live. The only question is, what exactly it'll be selling? It's too early to bury the mechanism itself. It just got a new wrapper. Look around. Referral programs inside apps, online courses where the graduate instantly becomes a mentor for the next cohort, affiliate links under every video. The DNA of the scheme is unchanged. You get paid for the heads you bring in, the product is there for decency's sake, and the real profit always pools at the very top. The only difference is that you used to have to drag yourself across town to somebody's place, spread the catalogs out on their table, and kill 2 hours of another person's life. Today, all it takes is a smartphone, good lighting, and a couple of minutes on a live stream. Network marketing was a genuinely brilliant business, one that learned to buy social trust for free and sell it at 3 times the price. For 70 years, the scheme worked flawlessly for 2 reasons. Social trust felt inexhaustible, and people simply had no other way to make easy money. Tell me in the comments, did you have somebody in your life who sincerely tried to build a business in tubs? How did it end? Financial freedom? Or did they just stop picking up the phone? Subscribe to the channel.